What's up, guys? I'm Ebony Reese here with AllHipHop.com, and I'm sitting next to one of the most talented, multi-talented rappers, singer, dancer, songwriter. And the list continues to go
Actress,
on.
producer, director. I want to write my own songs. Remember that from Coming to America? I've been opening a lot of new chapters in my life. So yeah.
Okay, that's good. So as far as Growing Up Hip Hop, you was on that season of Growing Up Hip Hop. What made you want to go on a reality show?
Oh, that's a good question. Why do you think I did?
I feel like reality TV right now is the main thing that's happening, and a lot of people's going on there to help their careers or to even, get recognized or just, to be a part of the reality lifestyle.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. So the reason why I asked you is because like perception is reality, right? What people think and what people see and how they react to what's happening is pretty much what's most important, because people believe whatever story is created or whatever story they create around what it is that they're taking in, right? So to answer the question, I would say that part of some of the answers you gave is correct for me. More visibility, getting out there and showing the fans a vulnerable side of myself, aside from 60-second clips at the time when I joined on, from like social media and just like pictures. People can't really tell a story. So one of the things that I was really excited about with social media was the fact that we can control our own content now, right? So to whereas before people could say, hey, I want to sell the narrative that Lil Mama is not so attractive. They'll post my worst picture from the carpet. Or if someone says, hey, she's really beautiful, I want people to see that beauty of her, they'll post that picture from the carpet. But now it's up to me to post what I think, is most flattering of myself from the carpet or from whatever it is that I'm doing, or let people know, hey, I know they didn't tell you about this, but I'm doing charity in my community. You can see it here. Oh, I know they didn't tell you about this, but I'm working on a movie right now. You can see it here. So I love that about social media. And I think that with reality TV, it gives you another step into like what's going on with somebody outside of like an interview where it's just like a quick question, or where it's a character or a video where a person gets an opportunity to display what we want you to see. It's kind of like how I'm reacting to situations. So it's more of a reality base. I thought that would be interesting for the fans to see.
You get to see the person raw and authentic.
Well, kind of. But yeah.
Do you feel like the show portrayed you in a positive light in the way that you wanted it to portray you? Because I know sometimes it could be edited in a way that
they be editing some shit. They be chopping some shit up. Why, I tell you. But overall, I think that to be honest with you, from my experience after getting into, because the first question you asked was why did I do it? Yeah. So that's why I did it. I wanted people to see more. I think that we have a way to go. I think that over time, people will get a chance to see some of the things that I want them to see. And I think that on this season of Grown Up Hip Hop being back in New York, people are, getting a chance to know me. They're getting a chance to know my brother, Arnstar. They're getting a chance to know my brother, Vidal, my other brother, Talik, and my dad, True. It's like people are learning us. And I think that as time go on, they'll be able to understand, oh, okay, that's why this is happening. Oh, okay, she would probably do this. He would probably do that. I don't think it's as simple as just seeing an episode where there's myself, my family, then Flav and his family, then Irv and his family, Ja and his family, and you'll be able to get all of us. That's never going to happen, right? So it's going to take time for that to happen. I just think right now people are getting pieces of who we are. So it's kind of just like the same.
Do you have anything you wanted to add as far as you being on the show as well?
Yeah, you just get more of an insight of like exactly what the world looked like, I'm good. Yeah, just for what the world looks like on the inside of, your favorite celebrity, or, how human they really are, and that's one thing that I appreciate about the show is that, as far as following the narrative of what's provided from us, they're doing a great job in that. So you'll be able to see, Mama figuring out what she want to do as far as music, acting, and putting it together. You'll see me with my crew dancing. You'll see the interaction between us, getting ourselves together and like putting our best foot forward as far as what we want to present now at the time, because we multifaceted in so many different things. You know, it could be confusing at times, but it's really not. It's like, if you love us, accept what we giving to you.
And you from Harlem?
Yes, Harlem, East New York, Brooklyn, everywhere.
Let me tell the story. Move. So our family is based in Brooklyn, and so when we were younger, well, you was born in Brooklyn, right? Yeah. Nana was born in Harlem Hospital. So you born in Kings County, me too. All right, so we was all born in Brooklyn, raised between Brooklyn and Harlem, because at the time my mother was going through the system. So when she was in the shelter, she had like, I don't know how it works now, but I know then they gave her like 2 or 3 choices. Like, you could live here, you could live here, you could live there. Shit. And so she had a sister who already lived in the Bronx, but she's from Brooklyn too, my Aunt Asia. And so they're very close. And although my mother never said this verbally, I can imagine that she was trying to be close to her, because it was almost like my aunt and my mother lived together. That's how much they hung out. And so we are not ashamed to be from Brooklyn and Harlem. Like, we love our culture. Like, everything that it's given us, like my brothers and myself, I would not ever give it back. Like, my brother being a part of the Light Feet community and myself as well. But, you know, my career took off into a place where I didn't have as much time to be on the ground and really get into Light Feet the way he did. But that was something like going to Skate Key and then going to Empire. Like, the way we was influenced by reggae and then a certain type of hip hop. So it's pretty much like, if you look all the way back at the era where we was sneaking out the house to go to team parties, if you look at like Sean Paul, Just Give Me the Light, and you look at Get Smack Silly with G-Dep and Diddy and stuff like that, those 2 videos was a perfect example of like the 2 different worlds that we existed in musically, going to Brooklyn, because everybody there was like from Haiti, Jamaica, Trinidad, you know, and you name it, from the islands, and everybody was just so like the Caribbean dance hall hip hop. And then we go to Harlem and everybody like, nah, you know how to shake? Go back to Brooklyn. Nah, do you know how to dub? Y'all don't know how to do nothing? You know what I'm saying? It was so, yeah, that was pretty much it.
So, I'm from the Bronx, so I know about Light Feet, and I know about all the Skate Key and all that, because I grew up in that era.
Uptown.
So, yeah, exactly.
We couldn't even cross the bridge. People was getting robbed for their Vansons. You don't remember that? So, but like, it was like, you know, like in a nutshell, like my brother, like my mother's household, we definitely go under the Brooklyn Harlem umbrella, because it was like the 3-train line that was our life until my mother got a car. So we literally used to get on a 3 train, go straight to East New York to my grandmother's house in the Bahamas, and then we'd leave the Bahamas or chill with my father somewhere in Brooklyn for a little while, and then we head right back uptown. And culturally, when it come to hip hop, like, it all played a major part on who we are today.
So when it comes to dancing, like, what made you be a part of the group, and how did you build that group together to make your group come to life?
Oh yeah, well, first off, shout out Waffle Crew. We are Family for Life Entertainment. You know, that's just like, that came together kind of from the culture itself. You got a group of friends who realized that they work better together. You know what I mean? Kind of like a Wu-Tang thing. Even though Wu-Tang was more family, they was just all in the same area. Us, we put ourselves in the same area because of the culture. So in that, you know, the group started 2011. I come in 2014, and like, it was basically a series of events that just allowed us to really just see that, you know, if one of us is missing, it's really not what it can be when we all together. So that's just Light Feet energy, Harlem Shake energy. A lot of people counted us out just for dancing, and it's like, how you hate on somebody that's dancing, like, or whatever, but it don't matter, because now we did the Ellen show twice. We getting movie spots on HBO. Like, we're creating our own, like, it's more, Waffle is more like, even though it's a brotherhood, it's more like an agency as well, because everybody who would have to audition now, they come to us. Like, they be like, do you know the best Light Feet people who could do the dancing on the train if you guys can't make it, but we want to give it to y'all first, and y'all don't have to audition. So that's where it's at with dancing. But, you know, like I said, with us, there's so much more to us than just what we present at the time. So people don't even know, like, I'm an actual lyricist unless they've been following my career. And I also make music as well. So in that's what you're going to be seeing more of me do. But in the show, you really actually just get my personality. You get me hanging out with people like Vina Love, Flav's kids, like everybody is kind of like intermingling, and we're creating like this Legends Kids universe. You feel me? And I just appreciate Mama for offering the opportunity for me to come on the show, because one thing I wanted to make clear was that I'm making my own lane for myself. You feel me? I'm chasing my father's legacy. He's part of Rocksteady crew, pioneering hip hop. So that's something I stay focused on. And I was focused on being her brother. Like, if she needs somebody to talk to, that's what it was. So now when she offered this, it's like we could do everything together. So that's what I'm really excited about showing.
Nice. Okay, cool. So as far as your music, what can we look forward to? Like, what are you working on? Are you working on a project, a single, album? Like, what can we look forward to?
I'm laughing because my team is over here. Like, some people was like, I'm so excited. And then some people was like, when are you gonna fucking just drop it? Oh my God, it's hilarious. There's so many mixed emotions in the room. I've been working like since I have a record that I'm gonna release soon that I started creating in August of last year in Atlanta. And the list goes on and on and on and on till about 5 or 6 years ago. My catalog is extensive. However, my timing right now, I think I battle with a lot of second guessing myself and kind of like filling my time with things that should be number 5 and number 6 on my priority list. And I make it number 1. And it's very frustrating to my father, as you can see throughout the series. I think that one of my biggest challenges is not having my mom present in the physical realm because she was like my toughest coach. She pushed me in a way where it was very direct and things that people may think to say and want to say but not be as sure of themselves of how to get it out. She would say it at a drop of a dime with no filter and tell me to pick my feelings up off the floor if I have to, because I have to do what I have to do, and she want to see me successful. And so sometimes I think, not to make that an excuse, I know that that's something that's a challenge for me. But I have really great women in my corner, from my family to my professional circle. I have really good women who have been pushing me, and people who have been a part of a conversation recently about how we're gonna push the envelope and just get out there and get this fucking music out, because I got some fire and I'm ready to go.
So do you feel like, you know how on social media it can like make you feel like you've lost yourself in a way? Do you feel like you've forgot who you was as Lil Mama? Like, because you have, like you said, you have a catalog of things.
Extensive catalog.
Yes. And you came a long way within your career. You was a host.
Plethora of. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
So do you feel like you have to, like, you look at what you accomplished, you're like, wow, I did this, I did that. Like, nobody can tell me nothing. Do you feel like you've looked at yourself and be like, yo, I'm that chick. I did this.
Yes, I'm that chick. I did this. So let me answer your first question. I've definitely lost myself in this industry before. And I've lost confidence. I've lost faith at one point. I had to ask God for forgiveness for losing faith, because no matter what you go through, no matter what I've been through, I feel like God has been super faithful and rewarding to me, even at times when I didn't deserve to be rewarded. So my grace periods have been like abundant, right? And I have this, sometimes I have to check myself, you know, and then other times I have great people in my corner to help check me. Like, okay, if it's somebody saying something on the internet and they like, oh, she this, she's that, or she's not this, or she's not that, I used to want to respond. You got to remember, I came in this game as a teenager, and then being 19 and 22 and 23 is not so far-fetched from 17 neither. You know what I'm saying? So I used to want to rebuttal everything and dispute everything. My father used to be like, you gonna fucking throw everything out the window for a bitch that's flipping burgers? No disrespect to the burger flipping, because I have family and close friends that I love and respect that flip burgers or had to do what they had to do to make money. But I'm talking about the hating ass burger flippers. You know what I'm saying? The ones who take the time out to be, you know, to bring somebody else down that may be doing something that they may admire or maybe not. But just to take that time to try to bring somebody down, it's like I used to want to respond to those people and things like that. And I feel like my father is a person that's kept me on track. Like, yo, come on, stay on track. You're winning. Don't let nobody bring you down. And then also, aside from like the internet and people like commenting and chiming in, is more so a self-confidence thing. And it's something that I think would have happened in my natural social life without fame. I think I would have went through those challenges. But I think that the most important part for me that helped me stay up was God. That's my faith. I believe. I'm a believer. And then my family. Having a strong support system, I look back and I'm like, wow. When I think about my brother, who, this is my younger brother, but he's in my life as a leader. He's not just looking to me for answers. He's there to keep me on track. I know that my mother had him for a reason, because he'd be like, yo, you deserve better. Don't do that. Don't go for that. Don't go for anything. Like, he pushes me. And I appreciate that, you know? And so having family to lift me up and to keep me strong, it makes me think about those people who may like feel like, wow, I don't have anyone, you know? Or, you know, you have people who may take their own lives or think about taking their own lives because of, you know, things that they hear about themselves online and things like that. Or just feeling like they don't have it in them to fight another day because they can't get a job. You know what I mean? Or they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel because everything becomes dim, it becomes blurry, and they panic. And I pray for those people, you know what I mean? Because it's a serious thing. But yeah. So I want to be as vulnerable as possible in answering that question, because I know a lot of people fight with that, you know?
And as far as your acting career, you've played a lot of strong women roles.
When you be like, bitch, since you crying and shit, for acting. We in a really interesting time right now. So, you know, I have five brothers and I have two sisters, and both of my sisters are younger. They're 17 and 14, and we have nieces in between. That's like, one's going on 16 and the other one is 13, and it's a real tough time right now. So it's like, to have the men in our family remind us of who we are, and, you know, keep us on top of our A game, and help us keep our sights on our standards. Like, do you know who you are? Because sometimes women, we be strong, and then we'll just be like, we'll throw everything out the window for somebody that we feel we love or we like, and just be like bugging the fuck out. When you got people to remind you of who you are and what you deserve, that's very important, man.
And I feel like a lot of us women aren't protected enough.
Yeah.
Like, we have to defend ourselves. So they think that we're angry or mad, but we have to defend ourselves. We always have to be on defense mode.
It's true.
That's why I go hard for my sisters, for anybody that remind me of what my mother put inside of me. You know what I mean? Like, she told me, like, how you treat me and how you treat your sister and your sisters is how your wife gonna show up. And I took that to heart. And so, like, I don't take it light looking under her comments and seeing people say stuff that may not be the best. Like, I be on some like, hey, yo, you in New York? Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm not even I'm a confrontational person, but I'm confrontational when it comes to getting to clarity. You know what I mean? Like, not about drama, but more so just getting clear on what's actually being said. Because at the end of the day, people who do that, they're really hurting more than what they're trying to make you hurt at the moment. And that's all I remind her is like, yo, look how much pain they in. If they sitting there taking the time to write something that's gonna hurt you, right, that's more pain for them. So, you know, Lauryn Hill said something like that. Sometimes the person that's kicking you will be in more pain than you are, and you just got to take it. But you know, I don't take too lightly of the women around me, period. You know, I cleaned up my ways. I used to think I was a little light-skinned cat running around. But now I'm like, yo, like, nah, like these women out here are really vulnerable to the context of what's out here. And it's like they need men that are not driven by just the lower parts of themselves, but just more of an understanding that if we don't stand up, all of us, our children is hurt because the women give birth to the nation. So we need to be the protectors that we are. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I will die for you. You feel me? And you feel me? Like I love you to life. I just want you to know that. So yeah, you know what I mean?
You played a lot of roles as a strong woman, even with the Felicia Blakely role, the Lisa Left Eye role. How did you prepare yourself to play those roles?
Mm. I don't know why this is like in my head. Like I prepared in fear, and I think why like that's standing out is because I was probably scared to play Left Eye because of the shoes that I had to fill. It was like there's a whole fan base of people that once you lose someone, it's like who could play her? Like come on, like just keep her out. Just do like T-Boz and Chili. Like no, I'm just playing. But you know what I mean? It's just like there becomes this standard of, you know, connection. Like I'm connected to this person through the music, through her looks, through her actions. Who's going to play her? And then once they found out who it was going to be in being me, it became this direct pressure of, oh man, I'm going to have to really do my thing. And so to prepare for that, I went in and of course I listened to the music. I listened to her cadence. I've been a fan of Left Eye's music and her delivery. And I felt like we had a lot in common because she had this really tough exterior, but she was super emotional too. And maybe that was a Gemini in her. But she also had this intellectual concept of a being that I feel like I have as well. So there were all these similarities, but then there was also this thing where it was like there's a way she speaks, there's a way that she approaches situations, there's a way that she just is, and I had to find that thing so that when I become her on screen, that people could not only believe the character but be able to get into the story and not see me, but to be able to capture her memory. And so that was my challenge, and that was the way I went about it, just studying her, watching videos before she even started in music. She was a very she had a huge imagination, outgoing person. She was such a beautiful girl. And I just think that circumstances change people and it grows you. And I was able to find those things that made her tick from my perspective, and I allowed it to let it drive me in the character. As for the Felicia Blakely story, the fear there was, why would I play a stripper? You know, I don't want to play a stripper. That's like beneath me. I would never strip. I said all of these things. And then I said, you know what? Nothing is beneath me because I love women, you know, all women, no matter what your walk of life is. You know, Jesus in the Bible went and met people where they were. It wasn't about, you know, oh, when you get on my level, then we could talk. No, I'm coming to you where you are because I need you to be here with me. I see your capabilities. I see the possibilities. And not only do I see it, I know it because my father told me so. I'm here for you. You know, like even when, you know, he went by the water well and he was questioned, like, he's like, no, I know I'm a prophet. I know who you are. I know your history. I know you've been with several men, but that wasn't his approach. Like just straight go for that. It was more so he was being questioned like, oh, I'm not doing that for you. I don't want to. Okay, do you know that I know? Oh, wow. You know, he's right over here. Took him right to John. You know what I mean? So it's like, I have to take on that same responsibility. Felicia Blakely, she might have not lived a perfect life, but it's about meeting women who have that same story right now where they are and being able to help them. So when I get an opportunity to say, you know, going in to play this role, I learned this, I learned that. It can help the next young woman. You know what I mean? And so to speak on that a little bit, playing Felicia Blakely, that fear turned into courage for taking on the role, but it also turned into enlightenment. Like, do you know what it feels like to be 15 or 16 years old and your mother is distracted by men, and your mother is distracted by drugs, and your mother is distracted by liquor, and it pushes you to, because you don't have the latest clothing, and because you're not fitting in school, and because children are super powerful when it comes to bullying, do you know what it feels like to have to do what you have to do to go and get clothing, to feel like you fit in, to go and, make sure that you're okay, and then you get caught up and have a child, and now you have to provide? Because it's not going to always be how you set things out to be. It's that these are the circumstances that come with the choices that you make. And it's a flow. It's a life. Everybody don't have the same story. Everybody don't have somebody that got their back. My mother actually went through things in the form of neglect that made her how she was on me. She used to be like, my mother ain't tell me that. You got to know that. I used to be like, Ma, you, all right, I'm 10. No, do you know what that is? I'm telling you now so you don't have to question yourself later. And sometimes I felt like it was so forceful. I used to be like, relax. But she felt that because she was neglected in certain spaces, or she didn't have anybody helping her out, and she was the oldest of 4 girls, the oldest sister of 4 daughters, that she not only was responsible for my aunts, but once she had me as a daughter, because she had all boys, I was her daughter, she didn't want to leave me out in the world. And that came from her fear and her neglect, not because it was given. So playing Felicia Blakely for me was a humbling experience, because even though I come from the ghetto and I come from a lot of humbling experiences, even like eating oodles and noodles for 2-3 years straight, my mother used to be like, crunch them up today, put some Sazon today.
Yo, she came with the recipe.
Eat it with bread.
Right.
You need a piece of cheese in there? Oh, ask Miss Vita. Even though that was my challenges, it wasn't like go outside and find something to do. Let somebody else buy you some sneakers. I ain't doing it. Right. It wasn't that. It was something else. But it's like you can still have a bougie spirit of thinking you better than somebody when you have a certain upbringing. You know what I'm saying? So it was humbling for me. So now I could sit with somebody that been through some shit and not feel like, oh, not me. No, it's just like, yo, that's not my preference. I'm too sensitive. I ain't with it. But I feel you. You know what I mean? Or this is the reason why I'm like this, but I feel you. You know what I'm saying? And accepting people's stories. And I think for a long time, I walked around with this chip on my shoulder like, oh, I don't appreciate this. I don't appreciate that. And granted, it's the way to share that. But it's not about doing it to make the people who have been through it be like, damn, I don't want to share my story with her. I'm too afraid she might, you know what I mean? Be an understanding. So it helped with that.
Is there like a dream role that you want to play in a movie?
Abso-fucking-lutely. I thought you would never ask. So, I've been thinking about playing Catwoman for years. Eartha Kitt. People say I look like Eartha. No, I'm playing better than Eartha. No, I wanna do sci-fi action. Catwoman would be great. What's another one?
I could see you playing like a superhero.
I want to be a superhero.
A villain. Type.
I don't mind being a villain. I don't mind being a villain. I don't mind being a good guy. It all depends. Like, however they trying to come with it, I'm coming. I'm meeting them halfway.
Let's put it out there in the universe.
I'm meeting y'all halfway.
Let them know.
Give y'all anybody from Batman, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, somebody, Eartha Kitt, Michelle Pfeiffer, Halle Berry, Lil Mama. All right. Yeah, who would you want to play?
I don't know what superhero I want to play, but I definitely want to play a superhero for sure.
I think you would be dope as like a modern day Fresh Prince. I think you would be dope as like a modern day Kid from like Kid and Play. Like if they did that movie over, I think you would kill that with the dancing too, with the look, the Eraserhead.
Right, because that's just right there waiting to be said.
Yeah.
Like no one else thought of that, but yeah. So in that, yeah, like of course, actually, I would want to do Class Act. Yeah, Class Act to me, because House Party is big, but a lot of people don't really remember Class Act. Yeah. Class Act was such like a powerful film. People don't remember Class. You know why? House Party had like it had a franchise. It had more than one installment. So it gets caught in that. So some people watch this. I'll say scenes out of Class Act, and people will be like, "Yeah, House Party," and I'm like, "No, that's not." because it was still in school and stuff like that. But
Nah, Class Act was one of our family favorites.
that's my favorite for sure.
That
So
thing's good.
Kid and Play, whenever y'all ready, trust me, we got the money, so let's shoot it.
Remake. Okay.
House party. Nah, I'm playing.
So let's talk about. All right. So you had social media.
Yeah, we all got social media.
A little bit in the uproar the other last. When Meek Mill had posted a picture on Instagram and you said, "Why you didn't post us?"
No.
Yeah.
So you were shooting your shot, or was it
Tell
a
the whole
jokey
story.
joke?
You gonna tell half of the story? What's going on? How you gonna tell half of the story? Okay, you know the funniest part? The funniest.
Shooting your shot?
I think the funniest part is hearing other people say how I wrote it. Yeah. Yeah.
In their voice.
Right.
In their voice. Like,
So, I think that the most interesting part is to see like people take literally like 2 quotes and create a whole story.
Right.
It's very interesting. So yeah.
What happened?
Okay.
Well, from what I saw, Meek Mill had posted a picture of YG and Kalani and saying Hot Girl Summer is over, so now what y'all gonna do? And you commented under the picture saying why you didn't post us, and he said, "Oh, you shooting your shot." So I didn't know what happened after that. So
what did you feel happened? What did you think happened?
I didn't think anything happened. I'm just like, okay, it's just a conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you dating? How is your love life? Are you dating anyone? Are you out there? Are you open-minded?
I'm definitely not out there.
And I mean, like, just dating or just open-minded to the world of dating. Because I know dating now is hard. It's like, if you last long as like 3 days in a relationship, then you won.
Oh,
now
wow.
It's like relationships just don't last as long.
Well, I'm definitely a relationship type of person.
Right.
I'm very family oriented. Most people in my family are either married or dating seriously, gonna propose soon, something like that, children, stuff like that. As for me though, I'm playing. Right now I'm not currently in a relationship with anybody. I am focused on my career, and I know that sounds super cliche, but like at this present moment, I mean, you would have caught me last week maybe, but no, definitely not.
Are you looking to have a family in the future?
You know, if it comes.
Yes, it's a yes. If it's a yes, it's a yes. Do you want to get married to have kids? Do you want to get married to have kids?
Yeah, I mean, it's on the table.
We're very family oriented. So marriage and children is something that we look forward to as like a family group. Like there's the first half that already got their kids and they married. And then there's me, her, a couple of our cousins who don't have kids yet. One of Naima's married. I know Maine, he's definitely gonna get married. So like, yeah, that's our mindset. As I said, the first half is married. You feel me? And they got kids. So that's our output. So like, as far as is she dating right now? Are you dating? No, yes.
Nah, not right now.
Okay. And I'm not. I'm celibate. Yeah. I'm trying to get everything right. I'm trying to get my mental together for sure. Because it's hard. Now, as a man, it's hard because as a man, you have so many options that like everybody looks like they right until you get close enough to see what's wrong. And not in a judgmental perspective, but more so stuff that the woman herself don't want to fix. And she like, yo, this is me. And I go, if that is you, I accept you for who you are, but it's not acceptable in my life because I'm looking to grow and build. You feel me? And me being knowledgeable, it hurts my chances being so knowledgeable. If I was dumb, I would have been married.
Yeah, and there's no pressure. There's no pressure.
Nah, not at all.
There's no pressure. Everything happens in its due time. Our family is very receptive to people that we choose. They trust us with our choices. That's what I love the most. Just like there's never gonna be just like a pass. Like chicks, we can't just bring a nigga home and just be like, oh, it's him, and they like, oh, cool. Yeah, so what are we eating tonight? No, they gonna press you. But at the same time, it's like, you know, we respect each other's choices. So whenever he's ready, whenever I'm ready, they are waiting on us, though, I would say. I think so. They're waiting on us.
Are you working on any other business ventures outside of the show and outside of music?
Yes, I actually just collaborated with Kiss Cosmetics. We're doing a lash line. It's going to be coming out really soon. We haven't made the announcement yet, so I guess this is an exclusive. But there's a few things in the pipeline. And as we get closer to release dates and announcements, you will be hearing about it. I'm very, very excited about 2020. Um, I ain't gonna give you no wooden nickels and I ain't gonna say dreams. So if I say it's coming, it's coming. New music on the way. No, it's been on the way. It's probably all the way in Harlem right now, but it's making stops now. It's coming.
Is there anything else you want the people to know?
About what, me?
As far as you, yeah, like anything we could look forward to.
Just look forward to a good time, man. God is good. Take it easy on yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, and you know these are self affirmations because I'm telling you, I'm trying to make it. No, I think that 2020 is gonna be a very exciting year with music, with acting, with the cosmetic stuff, and just getting closer to the fans through social media. And we got some other exciting things that's gonna be happening. I'm super excited to have my brothers, and my dad with me on Growing Up Hip Hop. You guys got to make sure you stay tuned on WeTV on Thursday nights, and yeah, because it's gonna be some crazy stuff happening. I could just feel it. I shake my head every night like, yo, I don't know what the hell they gonna show tonight. So I'm excited to see what this season has unfolding.
Absolutely. And I have a video called Queen that is the upliftment and empowerment for women. You feel me, from a male's perspective. So definitely want to drop that. And you'll see a lot of that on Growing Up Hip Hop New York as well. Feel me? Nah, yeah, for sure. So and then Wheels. I have a film called Wheels that's coming out in 2020. So looking forward to that. And if you ain't catch me on Netflix, Roxanne, you can catch me as MC Shan on that. So, we got a lot of material between each other. So excited.
So one last question. What do you think about the state of hip hop that's happening right now? Like, do you think women are getting recognized in the world of hip hop right now? And like, how do you feel about that?
I love the state of hip hop right now.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. I love what's happening. The women, we are winning. We are winning. We are the center of attraction, and it's a beautiful thing. I say now is a time for women and men in hip hop to walk hand in hand and respect. Walk hand in hand and respect, because hip hop has always been, before it has been acknowledged as the number one genre in the world. Hip hop is the number one genre in the world, period. We influence everything from fashion to movies to everything. They want a piece of hip hop. Excuse me? Yeah, corporate runs all of that shit. We are influencing every brand you could think of wants a piece of the action. Keep doing your thing, keep writing, keep working with creative teams that are amazing, from your wardrobe to your sound to your look to everything. I think it's amazing. I listen to the radio all the time. So I think about like 6 months ago, a year ago, I wasn't so happy. And I was just like, what the hell is happening right now? I know they ratchet as hell, but I really like Megan Thee Stallion. I like the Baby. I like Lil Baby. Like, they some of my favorite artists, because there's this authenticity about them that it makes me just be like, wow, like I really like how they coming. I like them. Rowdy Rich, he's fire. I love his voice, his singing, his rapping, everything about him, fire. We still listening to Nipsey. Been listening to Nip. A whole bunch of underground artists too that I can't think of off the top, but like I still listen to Jasmine Sullivan. So it's like, to tell you the truth, it's a whole bunch of stuff that's happening like now, like on the radio, in your face. And then there's also like super great artists like the Jasmine Sullivans, the Ro James, the people who are just like Jeremiah, just staying super consistent hit maker. My boy Young Berg, I love what he's doing. He has taken the back seat, so while people might look at him like, oh, he's nobody, didn't he have that song, oh yeah, whatever, and then people be like, nah, he made this beat, and then they be like, oh okay. So we're basically just shifting culture and letting people know you don't always have to be in front of the camera. You can go and direct the film. You could go and produce records and, be the person behind hit records of today. So when you ask me about today's hip hop culture, it's bigger than just music. We are making moves even in fashion. Like, it's I could go on and on. Dapper Dan, what's the other young guy that's with Virgil, with with Louis? We're making moves and we're letting people know you guys have been using our culture, becoming wealthy off of our culture. we need a seat at the table. Not just because we want in, but because we are what you are reproducing. Allow us to give you the real deal, uncut, raw, straight, delivered to your front door. This way, when people get it, they want more and more and more, and you stay in the business of wealth. Right. And I think that Black people are waking up. Just the hip hop culture in general is waking up, whether you're Asian, Dominican, Puerto Rican, white. I don't care what your background is. If you're a part of hip hop, you're waking up and becoming more one. And I love that. Hip hop is fire right now.
Definitely.
I second that.
What you want to say?
No, I was just saying I second that.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for hip hop as well. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you, Lil Mama, and great success on everything that you got going on.
Same to you. I love this dress, by the way. You look really beautiful, Ebony.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lil Mama.
I'm Arnstar.
And we are rocking with AllHipHop.com.